It's a scene that makes Miles' mom proud, and one that 3 years ago wouldn't have happened. Like many kids, Miles Graham wasn't a fan of fruits or vegetables, but at 9, he was headed towards obesity. And a trip to the specialist revealed even worse news.
We found out he was pre-diabetic. So I cried. I was horrified. We're just gonna
Christina knew things had to change, but wanted to find a way that would involve her son.
I mean, you might think there is no way that you can introduce these kind of foods because children sometimes, at least to me, look pretty stubborn. And you'll think, oh no, I'm going to have to fight over food. Say, I don't like fighting over food, no matter what. So you turn it into a health lifestyle, not a diet. With my knife.
And that meant learning or relearning how to eat. So Christina and Miles took special classes. She also limited his time in front of the television and made exercise part of both their lives.
So what we're going to do.
But she also included a little bit of motivation, rewards.
If he tried 2 thumbfuls of anything different, whether it be potato scallops, boiled potatoes, potato salad, again with olive oil instead of fatty stuff. Absolutely, anytime he tried something new, whether it be a new vegetable, 2 thumbfuls and it would count as one tick on the mountain, one step of the mountain. And he achieved, I think, about 4 mountains. So I was going broke. No, it was like big rewards at the top. Now we just need.
And to Miles' credit, he understood why he had to do it.
Because I don't want to die when I'm 20.
Do you think that's what would have happened?
Probably. Or even younger.
But he also understood his mom couldn't do the work for him.
I'm pushing the button.
All right.
Especially since she wasn't with him all the time.
Yeah, what do you do when you go to a party and they have lots of junk food?
I try to limit myself to like 5 pretzels, a little slice of cake, and a few chips.
Wow, it's good discipline. Is it hard?
Yeah, sometimes. Depends how good the stuff is.
Yeah.
Now at 12, Miles has not only lost the 25 pounds, but he's also been able to reverse the pre-diabetes.
I'm extremely proud because, I mean, parents tell me. They'll say, you know, he only had 1 piece of pizza. He doesn't even know I'm looking. He will ask for a smaller piece of cake. He'll turn down the cake. Pop. He'll say, water, please.
Miles is a rare success story in a battle that childhood obesity seems to be winning, tripling in the last 30 years. Now, 1 in 4 Canadian children are overweight or obese, but it's the growing health risks that most concern doctors.
And not all children develop those health issues, but those that do have a higher risk of developing diabetes. We've seen diabetes in children, which was something that 30 years ago, type 2 diabetes was only seen in adults, and in fact it was called adult onset diabetes, and now we see it unfortunately in children as well. And they can develop other problems like cholesterol problems and high blood pressure, as well as sleep apnea, which is when you have some pauses in your breathing while you're sleeping.
Dr. Catherine Morrison is Associate Professor with McMaster University and also runs a clinic for kids fighting obesity in Hamilton, Ontario. She says there's a real and growing concern that this current generation of children may have a shorter lifespan than their parents.
We obviously don't know that for sure, but it is a worry because we know that with this number of children developing the health consequences while they are children, that does not bode well for their health as they move into middle age.
Since the problem is so new, studies are ongoing in many areas. One found that a majority of obese kids have arteries of someone 3 times their age. Another is investigating whether kids could be set up for the problem inside the womb.
Yeah, there's some really interesting work going on where we're looking at the health of the mom in the pregnancy, and we think that moms who have diabetes during pregnancy, that something that changes the way that the baby develops in the womb, and that this increases a risk of developing obesity and diabetes, in fact, in the child as they grow older. And that's really important because if we can improve the health of moms, many mothers would be really enthusiastic.
All right.
Miles' mother is a case in point.
There you go. What do you
Her
think?
commitment to
That's some
following the eating and exercise program from Dr. Morrison's clinic alongside her son was key to his success.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's really important that children learn not so much from what their parents say, but more from what their parents do. And we know that if parents are physically active, children tend to be physically active. If parents eat healthy foods, children follow suit, as well as other behaviors.
But what else can parents do to fight the fat? Dr. Morrison gives 3 easy-to-follow rules.
Reduce the amount of sugar beverages that they're drinking, and that's pop as well as juices, because sugared beverages don't send those same signals to the brain to tell you to stop eating. And so we think that they have an impact on increasing weight gain. And sometimes they're pretty easy for families to change, to move to water, to milk. The second one that we work on is portion size. So we actually have a plate that we give to families, and we encourage them to have a reasonably small amount of meat and of their carbohydrate, if that's the type of eaters that they are, and about half the plate should be vegetables. And the third one is something we call the 20-minute rule, where we take advantage of those signals that go from your tummy to your brain to tell you to stop eating, to tell children that, you know, you can have seconds, but you have to wait for 20 minutes before you do that. And we find that children, for the most part, get kind of bored and want to get on with other activities, and so they may eat less than they otherwise would have.
Another surprising tip is not talking about calories and weight loss.
We don't discuss numbers of pounds or measurements with children. We really focus on how to be healthy, how to eat in a healthy way, and how to be physically active in a healthy way. And that's really where our focus is, because that's what our biggest concern is, that we want these kids to move into adulthood as healthy, happy children.
Dietitians like Cheryl Harrison are another great resource for families looking to change. One of her foremost recommendations is meal planning as a way to stay on track in the midst of hectic schedules.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of work. It can be, again, just one meal ahead. So before they go grocery shopping, they could say to their children, hey, what do you guys want to have for lunch? And write out a bunch of lunch ideas. When you involve them that way, they're more likely to try the food. And just have a quick glance. What have you got in your fridge, cupboard, freezer that you want to use up earlier on in the week? And start to sketch out some meals. It really makes your week go that much smoother. And people find they save time because there's fewer trips to the grocery store. They save money because they're not eating out and ordering in quite as much, and then the foods end up being healthier as well.
Making a healthy meal is one thing, getting kids to eat it is another. Most parents resort to nagging or bribery. But does it work?
These are all pressure tactics, and I know the intention comes from a good place. You want them to eat those foods because you know they're important for a healthy diet. And when it comes to healthy body weights, we know that people that have lots of vegetables and fruits in their diet tend to have a healthier body weight as well. But really in the long term, those tactics don't work. What you want to do, again, is just role model, serve a variety of healthy, nutritious foods, and let the children choose and enjoy what and how much they want from the healthy choices that you've offered. An apple.
And just because you don't nag doesn't mean you can't entice them to eat healthy.
Children do love to eat foods with their fingers, and so dips are a great way to pack more vegetables and fruits into their day, whether it's at snack time or at lunchtime or even with a meal. So what I've got here is just a basic egg salad, which you can use for a dip for vegetables. You could also use pita wedges as well. This is some hummus here. A lot of people buy store-bought hummus, but if you're looking to save a little bit of money, it's very easy to make. You can find lots of recipes for making your own hummus. And you can also mix some vegetables into the hummus as well. You can add sweet potato that's been mashed and make a combination sweet potato and hummus. You can also puree. Yeah, it's quite tasty. You can also puree roasted red peppers and make a red pepper hummus combination. So you're dipping your vegetable into a vegetable.
Oh, sneaky.
Yes. And then here's some fruit dips. So this is very simple to make. Vanilla yogurt, take some frozen or some canned or even fresh fruit, puree it down and mix it half and half with the vanilla yogurt, and that's really yummy on its own even, but especially with fruit. And this is more of a fruit salsa. And all I have here is some apples, which again are in season in the wintertime. I've added some chopped up frozen strawberries, maybe a tablespoon or two of honey, and you can dip some more fruit in that, or you can even dip some cinnamon crisps that you can make, which basically are tortilla wedges that you've baked in the oven with a little brown sugar and cinnamon on them.
Oh, it sounds delicious. I tried a little bit of that before we shot. I said, oh, that was really good.
It is. It's yummy. My kids love it too.
So how do you know if your child is overweight or obese? Your family doctor is the best resource because healthy weight in children varies by age, gender, and height. You can also check out our website for further tips and information at crossroads.ca. Tomorrow on 100 Huntley Street, tips for staying fit during your workday.